Well, hello there everyone again to the Canada Lake Park, and in this episode we are going to build, or actually we are going to complete a great surprise. We are going to complete our lagoon section in our park, and don't get me wrong, actually, it is also for me a very big surprise that it is the end. I was hoping that we are going to make at least 3 episodes of this section, but it looks like that space in this map and the entirety of the map is making that thing impossible actually. And after I built that entrance area, this arrival area, I I saw that I have not as many space as I really wanted to, and also the lagoon wasn't so big as I wanted to, and there was no chance in expanding it, and also with adding some interesting species in the exhibit, interesting land species, of course. But I think I found some animals that could be a really interesting additions to our park in this section. And speaking of the additions, we are adding to this lagoon, just like you probably have seen on the thumbnail, we are adding Nothosaurus, the Lux Nothosaurus with the Lux skin, so it's going to be glowing at night. Maybe it doesn't matter so much because the entire park is going to be toured and it is built during the day, but I think that would be a nice touch. So the Nothosaurus could be an interesting species for our guest and also for us to go and see how they are actually lying on the rocks and resting of just after they were swimming, just like the Archelons that you can see over here in the background. While I'm decorating those little weird patches that you don't know obviously what you are going to build there. I really like, and I decided to do that in this park, that I will add some foliage and I will add some there will be nature there, okay? There will be nature. So there are some trees, there are some rocks, but if you have a little bit more space that looks, I think, in interesting way, you can add some restaurants, you can add some food trucks, because that's also possible in this game if you have idea or the entire concept. So yeah, you should be creative every time we there's a tip. Every time you build a park, not it doesn't matter, it could be a park, it could be a smaller section, you always have to be creative. So that's the key for building amazing things in this game. And also in the future game that is coming, probably after another Jurassic movie. At least I hope that it's going to be true. And we are going to have Jurassic World Evolution 3 or something just after Jurassic World Rebirth. And yeah, because we have finally the title of another Jurassic movie. So being honest, I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm really curious what they are going to do. But going back to the park, you can see actually I'm doing again the trick with the lights and the planters. First, to make the perimeter, the fencing so-called, for the dinosaurs, so we can build an exhibit for them that is actually functional and guests are not running away screaming because the dinosaur is chasing them, and not making them so repetitive, and make it look more interesting. That also you have to do, because setting that one planter next to another over and over again for about, I don't know, let's say 100 meters in this game, it doesn't look good in my opinion. That looks repetitive and it's not going to help you making your park look beautiful. So yeah, be mindful of that. Okay, and in this exhibit, I think okay, again, I have to say that this exhibit, the little one next to the Nothosaurus Lagoon, is a happy accident. It is happy accident because I decided, yeah, I don't have much space. I wanted to have Dimetrodon in here. We are going to have Dimetrodon in this video. But I'm going to add Compsognathus because I really wanted to add it to our mini zoo episode. I think that was the episode 4, but at the end it didn't make the way into the park in that section, so we are going to add it over here. And the Compsognathus have this really nice exhibit next to the shoreline. And after I finished the entire thing and stopped and looked on it, I thought about this scene from The Last World when that that pure little girl found a patch of Compsognathus on the shores of Isla Sorna. So yeah, that's an interesting thing that came to my mind when I ended this entire thing. So yeah, we got another happy accident in this park. Okay. So I told about Compsognathus. Oh, I have to say that I'm really sorry. It's not a very good way to start a sentence, especially when you are playing the games like that. But I have to say sorry. There is a little bit of very not gentle cuts in this episode, and I'm really sorry because I had a really weird and I had really busy week, and this video was made actually in rush. There is a really big luck actually that you can see this episode just like always on Monday. And yeah, it was made in rush. I was just building. I was hoping only to build Nothosaurus Lagoon and the Campus exhibit, which it happened at the end, but I thought, oh my god, that's the half an hour of a video. It's not going to make the entire video, especially when during the work on the video it is going to be sped up, so it will be even less of a video. It will be much shorter. And yeah, so I ended the entire section. Life is life actually. Okay, but speaking of editing and ending this section, you could see me at the first thing adding this new addition to our game, the last actually, one of the last sadly additions to Jurassic Evolution 2, this kelp forest. So our Nothosaurus have a really interesting place to hide from the audience and have a rest underwater. And you could see me that there was a not very good looking glitch in the lagoon, so you can go back there and see, because the lagoon of the Archelons is just going a little bit into the Nothosaurus lagoon, and it wasn't looking great, so I just covered it up with the tall forest, so it's not visible. If I haven't got such a thing, if I hadn't got while I was building that, I would be a little bit nervous that I'm halfway in completing in the entire section of the park, and I'm seeing just like that, and I have no way to actually make that work, because it every time is going to be look bad, and it's not good. Okay, but we speak about the problems, and yeah, actually this section, I have to say I'm just a little bit disappointed. I'm disappointed because I thought the lagoons are smaller. I thought that this section is a little bit bigger. At the end, you are going to see I found the way to make the entire section work, but it was a struggle, I have to say. And I think next time, the next series, if it is going to be Jurassic World Evolution 2, it is going to be a square map, because I can't stand those awful borders, and I can't stand the thing just like terrain constraints and those weird borders. Just like you can see this little mountain, the building. When you move just too close to the building to the line, to the end of the map, there is a little mountain, and the building is going up. When you place the building, it is going to rise the entire ground up. So it's not looking good at the end, especially when you are building something like, I don't know, the guest plaza or something different. Okay, I just made a trip to hatchery, actually. In Polish it is going to be Wylengarnia. It is just having this name because I started this project, just like I said in the first episode, that was in July, I think, and the game was in Polish. So if you are playing as one language and you place a building and then you save that, go back, exit the game, change language on the Steam, and go back to the game, it is going to retain, it is going to have the same language just like you left it, because the game is just, I don't know, marking the building with the name, and it just stands there forever. Okay, but going back again to the build, because I run away. You can see I'm working actually right now on the bigger exhibit that is going to be for the Dimetrodons. And the rocks on the back, it was just like to pretend that there is an invisible fencing. And again, also Compsognathus have invisible fencing. We also have to pretend that, but they have shoreline, they have this entire thing. The game works just like works, but at the end you are walking in next to such an exhibit. I think it could be better looking if I just added the fencing at the back. But yeah, we have in this game we actually have officially added the invisible fence. So why I couldn't go on top of that and just use the border of the map, which is the best fencing actually. Oh, there is one of those awful cats. Oh my god, I was really furious when I just looked at everything I saw. Over here I was just looking for the Nothosaurus, for the skins for them. I thought that, yeah, that Sonoran Descent and Philophylax is this going to be a very nice skin for the Nothosaurus, but at the end I changed that because I can't remember now, but the Philophylax I think is also, yes, Papurana. Papurana and Philophylax, or something different, is one of those luck skins for the Nothosaurus, and I chose Papurana because the colors matched up with the skin color. So it's not looking so different because we are working with a living animal, which should have something like that, something like looks big, but okay, it is Jurassic World, it could have. Okay, we are coming back for not so long, because just like I said, I had some problems. We are making our Nothosaurus, I'm transporting the Dimetrodons, and soon I think I'm going to build the Campis, actually, habitat for the Campis, and this little section, this little section, actually, I don't know what to say about that because it was a random thing. I'm quite happy because of that, even happier than from the exhibit for the Dimetrodons. It looks great. It's making its job for the space filler because I always think that when you're building a park, in my opinion, the best thing to do is just foliage or the exhibit. It don't have to be the entire thing, because if you are watching me for the longer time, you probably remember my second episode of the series, of our series, where I built this massive DNA strain main street at somewhere on the center of the main section of the park, which is the land section. And yeah, but still I think that those little exhibits, just like we made for the mini zoo and for the Campis and the Dimetrodons, are just making their work. They're just working and they're looking great. And if you really like to have loads and loads of species in your park, that's the best way actually to fill it. But if you have a good computer actually, because okay, I cannot argue on my PC, but I have seen while actually ending this whole section, that my PC is struggling just a little bit because there is so much decorations, so much animals, buildings, and other stuff, so some anomalies could appear, and anomalies, I mean the droppings of FPS, and that could be awful, but we have to stand with that. I'm closing the park instantly when I load in, and if it is going to be so bad, I'm going to load the graphic. How it was? The graphic settings. Sorry, I just forgot the word in the middle of speaking. A normal way when you are not an English speaker. But okay, going back again to the build because I ran away. Like my God, I have to stop. I have to really stop. I don't know how to learn that to stop running away from the topic, and I made that again. Okay, just now you can see me build this little hotel section. Why? Because I thought of it of the entire hotel section. It have to be in every park like that, like Canada Lake Park actually. But I really don't like them because I don't know, it is just a bunch of buildings and a little bit of path. If you're working with the terrain, you're working with the paths of the shops, toilets, shelters, it is going to be looking great, but every time I build a park, my entire force goes into exhibits, goes into plazas, somewhere goes to terrain elevations, something goes to the path, and at the end nothing is left for the hotels. So that's a thing that I really would like to work with for a while. But yeah, now you can see me that I added little this little path. Actually, it's a white path. It is going to be, I think, refreshed in the last episode of our series where we are going to be adding those last details if my PC is not going to explode before and during that. And you can see me building something that it is one thing that is going to pretend my PC from exploding, and it will make it, I don't know, make just have a really nice life. Oh my God, I'm sorry for my English for today, by the way, because it's a little bit late. I really would like to get this video done on the Monday on the 11 o'clock a.m. and I have a really busy week, and I think another awaits me. So yeah, that's going to be really nice. But I have to survive that. I don't know what is going on with the Canada Lake Park. I cannot tell that every single episode could be on time, but I really would like to have all of it on time. At least Canada Lake Park. But going back, you could see me this a little pond. I made this little pond with a fountain. So you are going to the lagoons by on foot. You are looking on the left. So you don't see this blank forest on the blank space. You can see this little pond and the fountain in the middle that looks interesting, and you can say that yeah, that's looking nice, and you are happy of your life. Okay, if I remember, actually, we are starting the last part of this episode, and that's going to be just placing loads and loads of those concrete barriers. And it's not for the Dimetrodons, because we're next to the Dimetrodon habitat. It's not for the Dimetrodons, it is for people not to touch this electrical fencing. But when I just one day I sat for a while and thought that in a zoo, or even in the dinosaur park, the most dangerous animal is human actually, and every single barriers for the stupid ideas of some people is always really helpful. But yeah, the speedboat is going to continue actually placing those concrete barriers and lights. And I have to say goodbye for now. I hope you had some little fun with me while watching this entire video. I hope this video could make you inspired just to, I don't know, to make your lagoons work better, just to make your lagoons look a little bit more interesting, and also those space fillers that your park is not having those blank spaces that are awful. And yeah, going back. Goodbye, my dear friend, when you are watching that, because I really have to stop for now. But you don't go actually, because cinematics are away. Cinematics awaits you. So stick around, wait for it, because I think that I have some interesting shots from the park. And just like always, see you in the next week. Have a nice day, night, evening. I don't know what time you're watching that. And see you next time, my dear friend. Bye bye.